Hi, everybody. It's your old pal Chuck, and I survived a hurricane. Not sure when you'll be seeing this, but this is recorded the Tuesday after Hurricane Sandy made landfall in the northeast tri state area. I'm fine, the family's fine, and things of that nature, but I'm sure you know that if you've been following me on Twitter. Um, since really don't have much else going on, figure I can shoot some reviews. And starting us off is from the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise. And yes, the box just hit me in the face. Or is that Robots in Disguise Prime line? I don't know. It's Hot Shot. Hot Shot is a repaint of Deluxe Class Bumblebee. He also has a remold with a new head, which you can see right there. CGI image. Hold on a sec. We turn around, and here's a photoshopped image of the car and the robot. And as you can see, that new head isn't as wonderful as it could be. But we'll get to that in vehicle when we get to the toy. Other than that, side of the package with his battle stats and what have you. Bottom's got the cross cell. Let's take a look. See here. Oh yeah, Viacon Wheeljack. No, yeah, still haven't seen a Viacon yet, but so that's it. Let's get on with the rest of the review. And we're back. And here's Hotshot in his car mode. Now, seeing as how he comes packaged in car mode, that's how we're going to start off. He does come with two of the Bumblebee blasters redone in a gunmetal gray. And what's nice is you can peg these together, which if you had the first edition Bumblebee, you knew that because they came with two versions of the gun. So that's that. The holes. I know at BotCon about a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, when they first showed him, they had some fun and took a whole bunch of these guns and just stacked them up just to show how far you can go. But that's that. Um, Here's Hotshot proper. What I like about this is it basically combines the best of the three previous versions of Hotshot. As you would know, Hotshot was a part of the Unicon trilogy in the early 2000s. So this is the car mode, which bears a strong resemblance to his Energon version. The blue is obviously a homage to the Cybertron version, and the head, which we'll see in robot mode, clearly homages his Armada version. And the flames, tribal decals, I do believe homage the fact that during the Unicron trilogy, Hotshot was viewed as the Hot Rod type character, as opposed to the Bumblebee type character many people, myself included, first thought he was. Let's pause for a moment and we'll get into transformation. Okay, to start transformation, the instructions show you opening the side doors. You can do that, but I find it's easier if you start by popping open the back and extending the legs out. Then you can come in and open the doors. Bringing our attention down to the legs, you want to bring them the back forward like so, and then straighten out his feet. That's all stuff you can do um, when you're ready to pose him. Working our way up, we're just going to go ahead and swing his arms forward, then come around the rear and fold that rear covering in, and then slide the roof down, where you will discover there's a tab right where my finger is. Not sure if you can see that. It's clear plastic that's going to fit in a notch in his back. Or it's, oh, if you just get it. It's not a perfect fit, but it'll work. It's a little security right there. Okay, now as you're familiar with the Bumblebee mode, or say Bumblebee version of this vehicle, you know that there's an automorph when you split his arms out that will rotate the head around and bring the hood in, forming his chest. You also know that the gears aren't teethed properly and it leaves his head up. The solution that I have found through watching other people on the internet that works the best is coming in on this part of the car, which will be the head, pushing it up about 90 degrees. So you have it about here. Get that from the side, maybe a little more. There you go. Just like that. And then you come in and fold the arms out all the way back until everything basically just locks itself into place, and you have Hotshot upper torso transformed. Then you can come in and then unpeg the legs. Let's come in and get a little bit of a detailed look at the guy. Okay, we're going to start off with Hotshot's head. As you can see, the molding of the head looks a little bit different from the CGI image, obviously. One of the things I'm a little disappointed about is the goggles really give him like a bug eye, almost a, stereotypical nerdy appearance. And that's because they're, they're a separate piece as opposed to being molded in like it was shown on the CGI model. You can roll them up, just like that, and you do get a shot of Hotshot's normal face. To be honest, this is how I usually pose him, just because I really don't like the goggles down. One thing you can notice is he does have a clear plastic in the back of his head, but his eyes are painted. So he could have light piping, but it's covered up. Other than that, you see a lot more of that blue, some gunmetal gray for where the grill was, gunmetal gray for his torso, like an orangey red on his shoulders and down his forearms, as well as coming down the legs. You have that orangey red continuing with the nice shade of blue and black on his feet. One of the complaints I've heard, I should say, about this figure, and as a lot of the other Prime figures, is he only looks good from certain angles. If you turn him sideways, you do see there is a bit of a hollowness to him. Also, the arms don't fold all the way back flush. These are just little issues I can see people having. I personally don't have those issues with the figure. I mean, a little hollowness, I don't see how they could have gotten around it and brought us this figure like this with the automorph gimmick. One thing I do want to mention is, as I showed you in the transformation, when pushing this panel up to turn him into robot mode, you have to be sure that you push it forward when going back to vehicle mode. basically, before you fold the arms back in, just push it up. So there's one last good look at the figure. And there you go. Hotshot does have quite a nice bit of articulation. His head can only rotate side to side and slightly pivot up and down on the ball joint. The little part that his head is attached to does tend to bob when you move it. So arms do have the full rotation, but because of the way um, they're connected to the main body and the wing doors here, you sometimes have an issue getting them in position. They can swivel out slightly, just like that. Ratchet joint for elbow, and can rotate at the elbow. No waist articulation, but ball jointed hips that I do find to be a little loose on my figure. Uh, Rotation at the hip area. Single jointed knees, but you do get a good range of motion. And as I showed in the transformation, there is some swivel in the foot that you can adjust to get him to stand, which he does quite well. As you can see, I've already gone ahead and attached his blasters. Much like Bumblebee, they can either peg a hole in the arm, which I have on this side, or you can hold it like that. If you have some arms microns holding around, he can hold those as well, since he's basically the same figure as Bumblebee. Hotshot is an interesting figure. He was the first repaint of the Bumblebee mold from the Prime line, which a lot of people don't like due to the botched automorph and it being another Bumblebee figure. I kind of like him. The shade of blue is very nice, and the fact that it's a non-cartoon character kind of makes him a bit interesting, because how he fits into the overall Prime story is up to you. I had to get this guy off of Hasbro Toy Shop because I have yet to see that wave that he's in fully dispersed in the stores in my area. Part of the problem is many of the shelves are clogged with Prime Bumblebee. So if you can find him at a reasonable price, which is basically just retail, I can say pick him up. This is your old pal Chuck for Hotshot. We'll see you next time.